Welcome back to another edition of Let's Play WWE 2017. And yes, for those of you who may not be aware, it may be becoming pretty obvious which Let's Play series I like and which Let's Play series I have fallen out of favor with, because I'm aware of the time difference between the WWE, between WCW 2000, The Invasion, and this, but I will get back on top of everything, including my Let's Play with Sam, in the coming weeks. Just be patient, and I guarantee you we will keep you up to date on what has happened and what will happen in the series. What has happened in the series once we start recording and once I start recording again. So don't you worry about it, because you will always know what is going on in the series, in each series, before the series gets going. And I also just want to thank those of you who felt free to post feedback on the series in episode 1. When I posted episode 1, I thank you for that. And let's get to episode 2. And of course, episode 2 is SmackDown, but once again, before we get going, I just want to mention that this is the last episode of SmackDown that I'm taping separately, and starting next week, both Raw and SmackDown will be taped together to be able to move forward faster with the series. Then it would allow me to do basically I'm recording both at the same time to allow me to move forward faster. And I will say this, that the only way things will change is if you guys speak up and tell me that you prefer the episodes separate rather than together. But I'd be doing it to be able to to be able to move forward faster. Instead of having to do show by show, we do 2 shows at once, and then we go to the next week, and then we do 2 shows, and then we go to the next week and do 2 shows, and then we go to the next week. So we get done faster, and we keep going faster, so I can get more of the series done quicker. And instead of it taking a year for me to get 6 months, maybe it'll take 6 months for me to make a year. But either way, if I keep talking, we're not going to get any further, so let's get to this series, and let's get to Friday night, and let's get to SmackDown Live. And the show kicks off with the start of a feud between Baron Corbin and John Cena, as John Cena returns to SmackDown Live, and his return is interrupted by the Lone Wolf and Mr. Money in the Bank, Baron Corbin, as Baron tells Cena, who's, just being Cena, he says, "John, you have stepped on toes, you have preached how the WWE is the best company in the world today, and that you are the face of this company. Nobody is talking about Baron Corbin and my briefcase, because everybody was talking about you. Everybody was talking about the fact that John Cena's back. Well, I hate to break it to each and every one of you, and you especially, John, I liked it better when you were gone. Because you don't belong here anymore. You're a part-timer. You need to step aside for me, because I'm here every week. You are here when you feel like coming." And then John goes off on his usual John Cena tangent and basically tells Baron, "You want some you know where to find me. So the feud starts, and basically, oh shit, that was a gimmick change. That wasn't a face heel turn. Oh well, always next week. But either way, we move to our first match as the Usos are versing a jobber team of local talent Weezy Woo and Matthew Palmer. And Jay gets the victory. The Usos did solid in the ring, and this match was basically to set up this promo, where the Usos speak on how no team can stand in comparison to Jimmy and Jay, and how they've been dominating the SmackDown Tag Team division since they won the belts back in February from American Alpha, and they not only have been dominating, but they're the reason why American Alpha has been too embarrassed to show their face, because they know how badly they were beaten. And now, that team from Raw, the New Day. The New Day expect you people to jump up and down and enjoy and rejoice about the fact that the New Day is on SmackDown, but the one thing that they neglect to figure out is that the Usos have been here since day one. And yes, that is a shot at their t-shirt, and a good way, in my opinion, to wrap up a promo. So now we move forward as Jinder Mahal, yes, WWE Champion, Jinder Mahal, faces Mojo Rawley, and Mojo shows why he belongs in a tag team, but Jinder shows maybe why he could be United States Champion. I mean, a 64 in-ring performance would be one that I would expect from a 50-year-old Ric Flair as world champion, but not one that I would expect from a 30-year-old as world champion. I know it just means that I have to get him more popular, but I'm not WWE, and I know there are better ways to break into the market of India than having the modern-day Maharaja as the WWE champion. So what I'm going to say to you is this, that the modern-day Maharaja will be champion for now, but maybe he won't be. You'll just have to wait and find out how long the modern-day Maharaja holds on to the WWE Championship. And this, my friends, is why. Yes, I know, because I rated Sunil and Samir, that hurt the segment, but I don't know, it's, for me, determining on how, for me, figuring out how long somebody deserves to be champion is dependent on segments and matches. Now, Jinder didn't really disappoint against Mojo Rawley. Mojo Rawley disappointed against Jinder. I don't know at this point, since it's the start, if it's the Singh brothers that caused the disappointment for this segment or Jinder. Or a mixture of both. We'll have to wait and see on next week's episode. Yes, I do know, announcing, and this shows that it wasn't Jinder, it was the Singh brothers, but then maybe next week Jinder will be in a promo by himself. And now we move to the next match, as Shinsuke Nakamura faces Eric Rowan, and I know there are some people saying that Eric Rowan is too good to be jobbing to Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, for me to tell you, for what I'm going to tell you is this, is sit down, shut the fuck up, and be patient, because it's the first episode, and one match doesn't mean somebody's jobbing. And also, it's Shinsuke freaking Nakamura. Give me a break. Now we move to the feud that, in my opinion, was the hottest feud on SmackDown for the summer, and that is Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. And by the way, I will say that it was a feud very well booked, in my opinion, as Kevin Owens starts the US Open Challenge, and says that AJ Styles may have put it out there, may have tried to imitate me. But I am the new face of America, and I have the ability and the right to issue an open challenge to anybody back there not named AJ Styles to come out here and challenge me for this title. And that man that accepted his challenge was Jason Jordan. And Kevin Owens, of course, beat Jason Jordan in a solid match for the United States belt. Unfortunately, Jordan showed his lack of ability at this point in his career, and where he needs to improve a little bit more before he may be able to get pushed, or maybe him and Gable need to go back to being a tag team. But either way, a solid match for Kevin Owens, and 83 in-ring performance. God almighty, that was good. And now we move to the Fashion Files, as Tyler Breeze and Fandango are trying to find out who took Fandango's horse. And of course, the frequent flyers on the Fashion Files, the Ascension, show up as they are the first questioned by the Fashion Police to if they took Fandango's horse. And Connor and Victor make fun of Fandango and Tyler, and calling them jokes, and saying that they haven't seen no horse. You know, other than that, I give bullet points and let them take the segment, because if one thing has been the highlight of the WWE since the brand split, it's been the ascension of the Fashion Police. No pun intended. And I trust Tyler and Fandango, and also Connor and Victor, to do a compelling and entertaining segment. And now we move to something that has been a staple the last couple of weeks for SmackDown Live, and that's Aiden English versus Sami Zayn. And I know that normally Aiden English has a promo before the match, but this is my first episode and I kind of forgot to give Aiden English his promo before the match. So there's always next week, but either way, for those of you who thought that the result of the match got wrong, but for those of you who thought that they got the decision wrong in the match and had Aiden English win instead of Sami Zayn, I did it right and had Sami Zayn win instead of Aiden English. Because what I will say is this, that Sami Zayn, since his feud with Mike Bennett, has done nothing. And I know one win doesn't mean he's in a feud, one win doesn't mean nothing. I know that. But the fact of the matter is, Sami wins benefit Sami more than losses. Let's put it that way. And now we move to a video package showing the history between Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton, highlighted by Jinder's title win at Backlash against Randy when he shocked the WWE Universe and became the 50th WWE Champion in history. And now we move backstage as Randy Orton enters the General Manager's office, or the Commissioner's office, where Daniel Bryan tells Randy that next week he will be facing one of the Singh brothers as we head to Randy's next opportunity against Jinder Mahal at Battleground. I'm not going to tell you who he's competing against, either Samir or Soon Ill. I don't know who. I'm probably just going to pick one or the other. It's not a big deal. It's just a match basically used as a different way to promote the feud, and also a better way to use the Singh brothers is to make them compete than actually make them rated in Jinder's promos. But either way, right around what I thought for Daniel and Randy. Not disappointed, very happy. Luke Harper now comes in with a 1:13 match with against another local talent. The reason why I did this is because I love Luke Harper, and I think he is extremely underrated and deserves an opportunity to shine and an opportunity to be pushed. Basically, Harper deserves the opportunity to be given the ball because he's never had the opportunity to have the ball. And I'm not going to say, oh, what does that mean? You're going to give Harper the, a singles title push, or I don't know what I'm going to do with Luke Harper yet. But what I do know is giving him a squash match is better than keeping him off television. Or it's better than putting him back together with Eric Rowan, because if you're just going to keep breaking him up, what's the point in putting him back together again? And now we move backstage where Gable and Jordan come face to face, where Gable tells Jordan how good he did and how he came so close to becoming United States champion. But Gable also brings up Jordan brings up the question of maybe it's time that American Alpha took a little bit of a hiatus and we became singles wrestlers for a little bit, just to test the waters. And if things didn't work out, we could go back and become American Alpha again and be bigger and badder than ever. Gable just looks at Jordan and tells him, I'll think about it. And then it walks away. Planting the seeds of American Alpha possibly breaking up. No, I'm going to tell you right now. 1, they won't feud. 2, they won't face. And 3, this isn't one turns heel, one turns face, one goes to Raw, one goes to SmackDown. It's both of them are staying on SmackDown, but won't be a tag team anymore. So, there you go. And then we move to a very, 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 very disappointing main event. A very disappointing main event. Probably because of Byron Saxton and Kevin Owens, but also Dolph Ziggler got a 64 in-ring performance in the main event. A very disappointing main event. I thought that this match was going to get a lot better, and I'm extremely disappointed by it. Let's see what we got. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we got. What a crappy show. It was such a crappy show that I clicked past it before I even looked at it and did the outro and turned off the video. So what I'm going to say now is, well, let's go back and look. Let's just go back and look at the show. I'm very disappointed in that show. I thought the show was going to get a lot better, but it didn't. Very disappointed. Okay, come on. You can do it. Let's see how bad this show was. Is it actually going to happen, or am I just going to do the outro now? I know what you're going to say. Oh, it's not responding. That means you have to close out and go back. No, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. So I'm just going to sit here and wait. But you don't have to sit here and wait with me. So what I'm going to say is this. I do believe I got in the high 60s on the show, which for the WWE absolutely sucks. So with that being the case, let me know what you think. Let me know down in the comment section below how I can put together a better episode of SmackDown next week. And also, feel free to let me know who you'd like to see in the WWE down in the comment section below, because as always, feedback is more than welcomed and appreciated. But if you don't want to leave a comment, you can always leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more content just like this that you can only find right here at Wrestling Express. Till next time. Later.